Watch everybody. It's been literally months since I made a video. So apologies about that. Just been incredibly busy, lots of things going on, including travel, and I just not very good at making these videos. But I thought it's about time, and I've got some time today. So let's start with the usual for Crypto GB. We're at 38.6k members. That actually hasn't gone up that much, and there's a good reason for that. And it's essentially our new administrator, Nick, who is far more, I guess, discerning and difficult to for him to grant membership to the general riffraff that normally applies to be part of the Crypto GB membership. So yeah, Nick has been pretty brutal in his criteria, and hence I think everyone hopefully has noticed there's been a real lack of spam lately, and the general quality of the posts have gone up. We don't get the usual like "Hello, what's your name?" and "How are you, gang?" Although I am still aware that um, there are still people directly messaging people in this group. There's nothing we can do about that. It's a public group, and it will remain a public group. The reason for that is simple. There are many private groups that you can join on Facebook for crypto. So if it bothers you that people reach out to you directly and you don't just block them, then you can join one of those groups. But I think it's important that we have a public crypto group with kind of higher transparency than the private ones. So let's have a look at engagement. Where are we? Down here. For some reason, as I've always said, it bothers me. Like the 28 days, almost always negative, almost always, and yet the group magically does improve its engagement and growth. And these numbers just change a lot as well. They're not very accurate. So, in any case, I think let's just look. There you go. just it's just bizarre. I think if you look at the 60-day, the good thing is we are on a lot of posts. It's essentially almost 20 posts a day, which is fantastic. That's great engagement. Okay, I might be responsible for at least 40% of those posts, but in any case, great to see people engaging with the group. And let's have a look at some of the top posts which got the most engagement. So if you only had £100 to invest, what coin would you buy right now? Always a good question. Always gets people involved. Peter, I think, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So what have we got? Casper. A few people have reached out to me about Casper. I know a tiny bit about it. I don't hold any of it. Um, let's have a look at some of these other ones. Any interesting ones? Rug pull, yeah. XRP, of course. Casper, Strike X, engagement farming coin. A hint of irony in there, Nick. Eh? Cash under the mattress, 100 quid. John, that isn't going to get you very far, is it? Like, Sol, I mean, if you did buy £100 of that recently, you would have done pretty well. I know we've got a few Sol. What do you call them? What's the collective noun for a group of Sol crypto collectors? I don't know. Maybe we can come up with a name. XRP again, no surprise. KTN, no idea what that is. Jasmine, there are a few Jasmine shills in the group. Good luck to you. Yeah, okay. Very good engagement farming there. Chainlink, another one that's done well recently. And it's definitely a asset that I liked and I certainly held in the last bull run. There's a reason I don't hold Chainlink now, and that's Flare. I just think Flare is better at doing what Chainlink does. And who knows? Maybe there's probably room for both of them to survive. But if I remember correctly, Chainlink was around providing Oracle data to blockchains. And I think the big difference between, and that's what Flare does, but Flare does more. It's also about connectivity. It's about bringing data to a blockchain, but it's also about connectivity as well. And connecting different networks together in a highly decentralized manner. So I think Flare just does more and it does it better and it scales more than Chainlink, but probably take longer for Flare to establish itself. It's one of my favorites anyway. What else do we have here? Let me go back. Oh, managed to lose everything. Okay, how do I actually go back? I don't know how. Let's go back to engagement. And okay, Nick, your Decent wallet arrived. So for everyone that isn't doing this, it might be worth having a look. If you don't have a hardware wallet, you definitely do need to get one. Decent are providing a promotion at the moment where if you buy one of their biometric wallets, which is about $138, £112, they will give you they will send you 200 Algorand once you fill out the form. There's a post in the group about it. And 200 Algorand is about £20, $20 right now. It may have gone lower, but it's one of these coins that actually, or one of these projects, one of these assets that I think is definitely going to do well in the next bull run. And there's a very good chance that it will pay for your Decent wallet once it gets to that point. So the wallet itself, yeah, I think I agree with you, Nick. The build isn't the highest quality. My Ledger Nano is absolutely solid. I really like the form factor and the build. The Decent wallet feels a bit flimsy. I think Nick has done a good job in describing most of the features and capabilities. Look, it's a decent flipping wallet. Pardon the pun. For the price, maybe a little bit pricey, but then the promotion with the Algorand kind of makes it worthwhile. Some interesting things. Decent is very good for all of the X coins and the uh, kind of coins in the XRP ecosystem. So you can self custody XDC, Flare, Songbird. So if you want to move away from soft wallets, if you use soft wallets for that capability right now, then Decent is definitely a good choice. And it's native on the Decent wallet. You don't have to download third-party applications like you do with Ledger for some of those assets like Flare and Songbird. And let's have a look at one more in the top 3 posts. What have we got? Yes, Matthew Stella, thanks for this post. Um, predicting the future, not quite. But yeah, another good engagement farm. I think people do like to tell people what they hold, but never tell people how much. Obviously, it's always good to see like what the general consensus is, who is holding what. Steve Lowe, interesting eclectic choice of coins. I'll pick that one out. I did hold Zakilla in the previous bull run, did quite well out of that. But ICP is a good one. I think if I remember what it was, but I haven't heard of any of the rest. So eclectic choice. Maybe tell us why you're holding them. But definitely don't tell us how much you've got. Um, yeah, and I think Matthew, you're very conservative. Like I've never come across this VRA thing. I'll maybe have a look at it. Maybe if you can share with us why you hold it, Matthew, that would be helpful. In other news, so I have made some posts on some lists on X that you may wish to follow. One of them is the ETHgate list, and I use this to basically keep tabs on what the hell is happening with ETHgate. Now, look, I know I want to separate my loathing for the Ethereum Foundation for ETH, the asset. They are two different things. I don't think ETH is necessarily a security, although the way it was being, well, it's not a security. ETH in and of itself, like any other crypto asset, is not a security. But certainly the way it's being packaged and sold can make those sales securities. And unfortunately, the ICO at its inception probably makes almost all of the ETH that's ever been created, mined or whatever, a security. Almost all of it. Certainly the initial kind of offerings. So what is the upshot of that? I don't think anything's going to happen anytime soon. The US is in absolute disarray. it's kind of banana republic levels of governance at the moment in the US. So I don't expect this open criminality to be addressed anytime soon. Maybe under a new administration, which is out to purge the old administration, we might see some justice here. Maybe. But if that happens, what happens to the price of ETH? Well, who knows, right? Because the Ethereum that's been sold as securities, I don't know what would happen to that. Like, do they just get fined? Did they get seized? What the hell happens to that Ethereum? I think in the long run, it's probably good for Ethereum, actually, because it will have some kind of clarity and it would purge some of the worst elements in its community. Some of the most criminal elements in its community would have been purged, which can only be good in the long run. I think Ethereum is big enough to survive ETHgate. So, I know people get a little bit emotional when we attack what they feel is an attack to the project. It's not, just pointing out criminality, and I want it to be removed from the sector, really. So you can use this list. I'll put a link in the video. And then the other one is HX Syndicate, which I now use religiously. This is the first thing I almost do every day now, is go to this list, because I just put together all of the TAs that I think are good, and there's been some recommendations from other people, and I've checked those TAs out as well. And you get if you follow this list on X, you just get a pretty decent amount of technical analysis without having to wade through multiple accounts. So it's actually quite helpful. What else is there? I think that's it for today. Let me just see if I can. Oh, sorry, if I can go back. Yeah, nice little pump as well happening right now. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to the administrators and moderators of CryptoGB for doing such a great job of keeping the place scammer free and sane place to discuss all things crypto. Thanks, everyone. Bye.